Hello and welcome. You know what? Rall and I decided to play some games last night, and we did. And because of that, I was gonna cast something because the new update's gonna come out very soon. So I figured if I was gonna cast it, I pretty much gotta cast it now. So here I am, just doing a quick cast. This is our first game of the night. I'm gonna go through at fast speed because uh, it's not. It, well, I'll show you. You'll see. You'll see. But this is Rall. He's going. He's getting some guys. Let's see if we can get some idle TC time up here. I've got 10 seconds already. Found a lumber camp. We were really struggling here on this Arabia, like finding the wood lines. He had that tiny wood line and this little wood line. Got your boar. You're starting to house to the back. Me, I was just messing up all over. I already got 38 seconds idle TC time. I got some on berries. I finally found a wood line down here. It was not very good. Got my boar. Got too many on food probably. And we'll eventually go find the enemy. I see the scout. I'm like, oh yeah, got his scout. Meanwhile, Rall is still doing good. He's pushing in deer, which is really nice. You know, I don't even know that I ever found my deer. Oh, they were just off screen. Okay. Well, that explains that. I lose my scout over there to him. To Green, who's the fancy characters. I'll call him House A Pie. House A Pie. I don't know. I don't know what letters you guys would call that, but we're all making it. Magyar's going archers. Has been liking that lately because everyone expects scouts. And me, I saw eagles coming. I tried a fancy quick wall, then I saw a scout, and I was like, well, that means he made a new eagle, and he made scouts, and I'm gonna expect some pressure. And I was trying to get some walls down to protect my gold. And I still got guys around there, and I'm trying to get my farms down, and I'm trying to get my wood line down, I'm trying to wall to there. And then there's lots of archers and a scout. And this Maradona guy, he's just killing me, and they found my gold over there, which I should have just been over here anyway. And I try to get down a workshop over there. Meanwhile, Green's over here and he dives. I got my scouts on the wrong side. It was a rough time for me. Meanwhile, Rall was massing up some army though to go do damage, which was nice. I decided to send some of my scouts in just blindly. Wasn't even paying attention to them, but he walls. Most of my eco is idle. Oh, you don't have anything going on. Rall, nice job pushing him off of farms. Oh, if you could have found all of his dudes. Oh, that could have been so nice. Oh, and he just moves lumber camp far away. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, you were destroying Green's economy. Meanwhile, though, I was getting destroyed down here. Let's see. I got 30 bills. Raw has 38. Yeah, so you did some major damage to Green. Yeah, you just kept him moving. Okay, oh, did you actually see that castle was going on? I feel like if you stood there, you could have like helped deny it. Anyway, yeah, and then he's got crossbows. I have some skirms, but it's not enough. He's getting siege workshop. I shouldn't have dove. He's microwing, killing me. Rall shows up with his 22 archers, which is super nice, and it was very helpful, but still very hard. They're all crossbow, standing next to a siege workshop, which isn't great. You took that out, which was nice. And then I try to repair that, but I can't because there's dudes, and then I was gonna house wall, but then I was like, yeah, and then Raw gets splat. It's bad splat. And then we're like, I'm screwed. I should have built some defensive towers. I really should have like towered somewhere. And then Magyar's come and we're destroyed. GG's from us, not from them. We didn't hear it. Oh wait. Oh, he says 2v1. Yep. Yep. And we get annihilated. Well, Yeah, Rall had a really nice population. You did a really good job. I played terribly defensively. But until the very end, like, you know, your military count was super high. You're getting a really good ball of archers down. So, we're going against these two guys. And then, that was that whole game. I wonder if I go to watch more. Where do I go? And then we queue up. Oh, okay. And we play against the same house up high on Socotra, which we favorited. So we were hoping. And then, to make things worse, I was already playing as Slavs, but then I had the random Civ icon clicked. So I randomed into Slavs again. And we're all random and in Koreans, and then they ended up being Saracens, and this is a different guy as Burmese. Oh, okay, he got off to a pretty bad start. Good to know. Seeing as he's just sitting there idle for a minute, solid minute. Still nothing. Okay. I'm pretty sure he plays in this game. But we get going, and you know, number one rule is take your boars. So eventually find my elephant. Rall finds his. And he's still idle. This guy is not idle though. And this blue is the same guy as before. And alright, there you go. 2 minutes in he joins. He must have been like going to the bathroom after he queued up or something and then started playing. Right? Definitely. And let's see. Our idle TC time is a little bit better. I got a kind of better idea of what we want to do. Build my house out there just to try to get a see on what the golds are. We saw where our sheep were, our guys were over there. I decided to go pester this guy and then take a lot of hits and run away from the scout. Rall's pushing in deer. We're all taking all of our food stuff. You got a nice... Oh, your deer was like against the edge of the map. The sculpture on a 2v2 is... It's still cramped, but is pretty... I shouldn't say big. But it's more space. It definitely feels like more space than Socotra 1v1s. But he didn't kill my scout, so I was able to push in deer, and I start doing that. And there you are. Yeah, that deer's going to be super stubborn. And you have one random Bill chopping wood over there? What's that about? If he keeps on going back there, that's going to be terrible efficiency. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be making a lumber camp as far back in whatever as I can. Try to be protected from this guy, because I knew that this guy was the same guy from last time. I thought green was the same, but apparently not. And he... Oh, I should have gone and lamed. But he's getting his life back together. He's only... Oh, I had a lot of idle TC time. Man, my idle TC time was just killing me. A minute plus. Rall did a lot better job than I did. So yeah, so we're getting our guys going. You got your guys going. Making some bills. Blue's scouting me again. Green is going. Green still hasn't taken his elephant. Okay, he's going to take it now. And feels good getting all the hunt, to be honest. Pushed under your TC. I feel like it's so much food. I felt like because I got the elephant and all these zebra, I felt really good with trying to get out. Like that I would have enough food to get scouts out. And Rall was Korean, so you know he was going to go archers. And you're going up against Burmese, which I don't know if you thought about that matchup at all. As Saracens, I thought Saracens would go archers against me, but... And since I just got wrecked by archers the game before, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I can speed up just a tad bit. And we're both gonna be clicking up soon. You're still just fighting over that deer. That deer's being the most stubborn zebra ever. Alright, you're like, I'll just kill it over here. Just kill it over here. Oh, I think I did get blue scout. Yeah, that was just trolling you, man. Alright, green decides to just take his zebra over here. Yeah, it was much less lamey, you know, on Team Socotra. And he'd take his berries. I didn't really start on my berries until very late because of all the hunt that I could get pushed under there. And as I get my barracks up. And yeah, green's just delayed because he didn't start for 2 minutes, essentially. But it's alright. I do remember talking to Rall and being like, maybe he's fast castling or something. Or I think we were wondering why he was so late going to the next age. If I get my stable up right away, I think I queue up, yeah, 2 guys really quick. Rall gets his archery range up. And take some hits, but you're scouting out his base, which is super nice. And not too bad. Let's start placing farms. Rall is not yet producing archers yet, but you got your eco upgrades, which is probably more important. At least somewhat important. Who knows on Socotra? And I see an archery range, so I see this archery range already, and I'm like, well, crap. Oh, I did go try to do this, and I'm like, well, I don't want the same thing to happen where I got pinned down last time, so I'm just going to be aggressive and come forward with a tower and try to cover his archery range so he can't really make anything out of there very easily. And then also just bother him. I got tired of being bothered last game, so I just was trying to be aggressive. Rall, meanwhile, is scoping out his front spot. I take some bad hits there. Kind of walled there because he did come forward to try to deny. And then he didn't. And then I got my tower up. And I was okay with that. I was taking him off of at least that gold and forcing him that way. And I was just trying to cover up his archery range, which I was completely fine with. Meanwhile, Rall's going second archery range, and you got a couple archers building up. I was trying to get my villas still going. And I really shouldn't have just garrisoned these villas in here for so long. I actually thought that his tower was reaching mine, like he had fletching already. But actually, I think he ended up was just shooting the house the whole time. Which is kind of nice. I was walled up there. And I needed to be dropping a market. I was all worried this game. And Rall, meanwhile, is... Oh. Is that why he... Green laughed. I'm not sure if Green was laughing at me for dying with my scouts to him. Or if there was something funny going on. Maybe he just was laughing at me for losing my scouts over there. I remember wondering in-game if something else funny happened, but I think that was it. In which case, that was rude, dude. But fine. We'll get our justice. We got archers over here for some good support. Meanwhile, I see some skirms coming out, so I tried to tell Rall that there might be skirms coming from blue. But this tower, glorious position with archers, denying both of these golds and a stone, essentially, is fantastic. It's a good foothold to make. Just like I kind of was taking away this. I didn't know that these golds existed yet. But great tower. Really great tower position, actually. Completely stops any, forces everything mid, at least, and denies a bunch of resources. You caught some vills here. And you're under the tower now, so you probably should move, but you forced a tower all the way in the back of his base and made it super awkward. So it's really nice. Meanwhile, I got a bunch of farms down. 14, and I was trying to get to castle, which I just clicked up to. And so that made me feel really good. Meanwhile, I was scouting the back of this base to see what was going on. And kind of get an idea of what green's doing at least. I don't know why I was deciding to attack there, if that was just random. But you died. Okay. Rall's patrolling out. You scouted his other golds and kind of saw he wasn't on anything. And the game is where it is. I clicked up. Rall had army. It's a good thing blue didn't counterattack me because I had nothing whatsoever. And I pull some vills to go make another TC. Rall's eco. Got a decent amount of gold. A second mining. This lumber camp's nice and safe. That's an easy wall off if you need it. Nothing crazy. And you go for the second tower. Cutting off some farms. The tower creep has started. For sure locking down or trying to get a good foothold in this area. And I know you were worried. I made it to castle. I dropped that town center. And I'm still waiting for like a counterattack to happen. Which has not yet happened. And he only had one guy garrisoned in there. But yeah, look at all this pressure. Do you make a mining camp over here? I feel like you should. I've just like been stealing his gold. But yeah, okay, so green went to Castle Age, blue's Castle Age, Rall's just now clicking up, and I remember you being really worried that you were the last to click up. I decided to start taking more on gold because I think my resources weren't letting me make a whole lot of knights yet. But nice job keeping your idle TC time down. And I'm like, I need to ramp up production. If we look at excess food, yeah, I had a whole bunch of excess food. I needed more on gold. I remembered to get gold shaft mining. And that's impressive for me because normally I always forget. Yeah, look at you. Stealing gold. Perfect. Stealing. Maybe it's claiming. And you're like, and you were thinking, you gotta stop. You gotta stop the gold access. So you're like, I'm gonna drop another tower. And you're Koreans, which means that your towers upgrade as soon as you get to the next stage. So it's gonna be even better. I felt good having another TC here to try to protect some of this area. And I was trying to mass up some knights so that I could do some damage. Needed bloodlines, needed upgrades to make them actually worthwhile. I did see this castle going up. And I kind of thought that it just was what it was. But I feel like this tower was hugely important for me. Otherwise, I think he would have... We talked about it a little bit after the game. But he dropped this castle here. If my tower wasn't here, he could have had an option to drop his tower up here. Or his castle up here. And deny all these resources. But he didn't. Either because of my tower, or a combination of my tower and Rall pressing forward. Oof! Greens, mango. You know, I feel like he was partially also trying to help cut off Rall from expanding even more with his towers. And I see him respond, so I just run away. But I bought Rall some space from that mango. And I'm massing up more knights. Trying to keep vills going. And build that economy. Get husbandry, scale barding armor. At least the first armor. And look at blue getting relics. Doop. And yeah, so trying to build that eco lead. But Rall, you had your dude so far pinned down. This one was absolutely awesome. Oh, and he puts a castle there. Did you move forward and deny this? I don't remember. I think we talked about it maybe. I feel like if we were just a bit closer we could have. But he's got a lot of people there. And we talk about it, and I am about to get my second armor, and I dive down under TC, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take him off of wood. So I take him off of wood. Hi, miss. And your towers are just doing work. I know that they're up against the castle now, but you still were denying all of that, and you forced we were forcing very defensive castles on Socotra, which is a way to gain map control. We definitely had map control, and I was just sitting with people out here. Let's see. I started putting some people on gold. I took out his... I probably should have told you that I took out his tower here, so you could have like sat people down on woodline again if you wanted to. Sorry, my hands are occupied. Alrighty, and now we got some good stuff. We got a healthy farming eco. I'm trying to make knights, upgrade knights. Rall's got 19 archers in queue. Dang, man. And that archer ball is flowing. Flowing. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to cause some mayhem. But he's got some Arambi out now, and they just are annoying more than anything. I hate when people are good enough to micro and counter and kite knights back and forth. Because I was doing a lot of this. I'd go to attack, and then there'd just be Arambi just like throwing these inaccurate things at me forever. And that's what it was. Whoa! Wow! Meanwhile, Rall's taking out some workshops. What? I just had ya. And I get my castle up in the middle to try to protect all these resources and eco. I'm housed really badly, so I want that castle to get up. Meanwhile, I think I start floating. Oh, you were floating with resources to go up all the way. I forgot there was a castle there, and I was chasing dudes into it. And you finally take out that. And we realize that Blue's an imp, and I'm like, oh crap. Well, at least I got the hill on this, but he's going to start producing trebs. So I became very, very worried. And still wanted to have army at least for a bit to try and do stuff. But I knew that Blue had wrecked us the game before. And I thought it was green also. So I'm like, well, we need to hit Blue so he gets preoccupied or like loses something. Something to try to fight him off. Meanwhile, these Arambi are just chasing me though and annoying the hell out of me. But Rall's playing beast mode and just got his ball of archers killing everybody. Oh, okay, only 2. But you got the guard tower, and guard tower is freaking awesome. I get detonates because I know that I'm going to need it, and it makes repairing your castles cheaper also. So I know I'm going to need to repair my castle. Rall clicks up to Imp, which is super awesome. That'll upgrade all your towers, and it'll make your ball of crossbow. Man, you had so many crossbow. 50 crossbow. Playing 1 TC into army on Socotra is so fun. So fun. You're getting ballistics now, so you're going to be hitting everything. I'm still sending knights forward instead of keeping them by my castle when I'm going to need them. But at least I got my castle defense, and I see that first treb pop up. And I think about going in and killing it, and then I decide not to. I'm like, this just isn't going to work. I'm just going to need to defend a little bit, and I think click up. Yep, so I'm about to click up. I'm trying to at least. Okay, yeah, there we go. I click up. Rall's halfway there, and I'm like, I just got to defend for a while. I see he's got some pikes and whatnot, and I know that I'm not going to do well until I get to the next stage, so I'm just kind of trying to be patient, I think is the word. Oh, I got a knight back here doing some work. Nice. Oh, okay. Well, he got a little bit of distraction going. And I feel really good having the hill at least. Meanwhile, Rall's just raining down archer death on the green. keeping him off, he still has access to that gold, but keeping him off of everything else. Did he have a whole bunch of people back here? No, he didn't. He moved back here or something. Okay, yeah. And so I was really worried about the massive army that he had there, but I knew I couldn't repair forever on Sculptra, but I'm still waiting for him. So I'm thinking, oh, Green's already calling GG to his teammate. He feels really bad about it. And I'm like, I'm going to come over here and deny gold and try to steal some while I'm at it. And my thought was, I'll pull all of his army away, and then for when I hit him, to try and go in and kill his Treb. So I was trying to distract over here, which kind of wasn't a bad idea, I think. Rall's destroying Green. Green's only got 34 bills. So I pull him away, I go in, I dive for this Treb, and did I even get it? The Vil? Nope. Okay, it wasn't worth it. And instead I got all the fury of army over here and still didn't get anything. I get conscription so I can make knights a bit faster because I didn't have very many production buildings. And then I go for Trebs. And meanwhile, Rall's like, screw this guy, I'm gonna build a castle right on his face. And just annihilating with his army. And I'm just trying to hold. And I'm holding just fine. And, you know, my stone doesn't go down too far. Although it does suck all the wood out of my economy. He did try to dive down for a bit, but decided against it. With his Memalukes. And I decide to take a fight before Cavalier comes in because, you know, I couldn't wait 10 more seconds for some reason. But then they become Cavalier, and we get them all anyway. And he drives in to try to kill some of my dudes. I get some Trebs out. Rall's taking out this TC. Rall's just not letting up on Green. You're keeping your ball together, keeping your death ball. My castle's doing work on Green because they keep on just running into my castle now. And I have at least a better army of that versus Pike only. Do Saracens not get help? I don't know if they do or not. Okay, so he decided to come and do a little raid on you. But joke's on him, you barely even have any gold miners over there. You're taking all this gold. Okay, and you think about coming back? You think about sending some back. And then keeping some with the art. Yeah, I think keeping some with the Treb is definitely the right idea. Okay, you move in there. I get one Treb out. I keep one in the castle because I don't know what I'm doing. It's too much clicking, you know? Too much clicking. And Rall's getting chased. But you're doing okay. I think I sent some people back for some... Oh, just away from the pikes. And we get the castle down. I lose my Treb, but then I got another one. And one castle down goes a long way. I still got all these resources locked down. Rall's got all of Green's resources locked down. Green knows that he's dead. He's got a good farming eco back here now, though. 27 farms. I haven't looked at my economy in ages. Who builds more than one lumber camp, you know? And then they say GG to themselves. I think they ended up saying it to us too. And that was the game. But it felt really good. Honestly, Secultra just claiming early map. I think map control is just huge. You know, even though it's dumb to just like place one tower right here, it just kind of forces the right reactions for later. Like his castle then wasn't like up on this hill. And Rall's towers over here just like forced him back. And then he never even took out this one. But like they took out some, but you already had... Oh, you had that one too. And also your keeps are amazing by the end. But like, look at all these resources that Green didn't have then. You know, he only had access to like one gold pile over here and one stone over here. And that was it. And Blue only had up here, which he had just a bunch of dudes posted at when because he had nothing else defending up there. So it was a fantastic game on our side. I'm not going to be humble. I'm just going to say it. Just going to say it. We showed out. Population-wise, pretty much had the lead from mid-feudal age on. Blue went fast castle. Well, not fast castle. What was his castle time? 18-minute castle time. On Socotra is pretty fast, I think. At least for our elo. Military. We got 52 kills. You only killed 19, which somehow seems not enough. But you didn't really take any losses. Relatively. I mean, 13 archers isn't a whole lot. Look at your military count. You had 70 army at the end. Oh, and 69 army. Nice. And you're just raising buildings. So you just had that ball and kept that treb going. And I just was throwing in cavalier to wherever I could. Wherever I could. I definitely had nice eco. What were we at? Villagers. I got 72, 57. I was pretty happy with that. And those Slav farms, oh, I can't wait for the patch. They're going to be even better. And getting a whole bunch of food on Socotra is super helpful because that's normally one of the limiting resources. Because it's hard to place farms when you're like on top of everybody and trying to place buildings. Let's see. Relics. Blue got 3, which is kind of impressive. And society. Or technology. What does this graph even say? Oh, is this population? Oh, this is exploration amounts. What a random thing to show. I never even realized that. And this is world population of economy units. Yeah, I never had a huge amount of army, but I did keep pressure on. And that was good. I mean, I think that's a good part of Socotra. It's just map control. And we did a good job. Taking initiative. Like we should have done for all of the games. Alrighty, I'll see you guys later. Bye.